Shit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Johnny's Scrims. Match 2 today, Yoinkers versus Essence. I'm here with Jabba instead of Kev today for the analysis. Yeah, it was supposed to be Adam, but unfortunately, some technical difficulties meant he couldn't stream today, so rip.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, go ahead.
well, that's all I had to say, really. Just going to ask you if you have any expectations for this match.
I think it will be interesting to see how they match up against each other since last season Essence were doing pretty well against Yoinkers. So we'll see if Yoinkers were able to improve enough where they can try to get something out of this.
I mean, let's hope they have for their sake.
For their sake, let's hope they have.
Of course, they have
I've
Mr. Johnny Scrims himself on the team, so
the tank, the support, and the DPS all together. Yes.
they need to win this. Um, no,
It
it's gonna be very
will be
interesting.
difficult
It'll be interesting to
for
see.
Essence.
Hopefully, it'll be a
Oh,
close game.
hopefully, that's all we can ask for.
I
Like
hope so.
going to 5 maps, right?
5 maps. Oh, I don't know if I want to speak for that long.
It's okay. If you get
But
tired, I'll take over a bit.
hopefully, it'll be a bit closer than yesterday's game, which was a little bit of a roll, 3-0 for the side of Crimson. Um, Still, we had some intense fights, but it looked like there was some internal problems with Renai crew, and they made some questionable plays. I'll just say that much. Definitely
It
check out the VOD on the Twitch, and I believe it'll be up on YouTube either soon or already is.
yeah, it was a pretty one-sided match. Hopefully, it's not the same today. But yeah, waiting for players.
Yeah, waiting for one or two
Hopefully,
players to actually join the lobby, and we can get this underway. Actually, which team is picking the map to this game?
Essence is
Essence.
the highest seeded team here.
Okay, in that case, we may as well ask them for their map pick. And
Choice. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
yeah,
As I am the host.
you are the lobby host, and I have chat hidden so that stream can't see any shenanigans that may or may not go in.
Yeah, second match of the week. We'll see how it goes.
Let's see, is there anybody in chat hyping up either team? Okay, there's actually quite a few people. I see McFluffy in the chat. I see King Raptor. Jabba has never had expectations for Yoinkers. Lol, true.
That's not true. I expect more for Yoinkers this season from of Johnny's Scrims.
I
I,
mean,
I I think they're gonna do better, but uh, from how they play, like how Essence played last season, I think Yoinkers can only hope to get uh, one map. Although they could do better. We'll see.
I do think Yoinkers individually for the players definitely have the roster to win this, but we have to see how they are able to coordinate and how well they play together to pull ahead. Of course, Essence we did
It's
see do quite well last season as well.
Yeah, it's gonna end up being whoever plays better with each other. It will be interesting to see if people, um, when they play dive, how well they're able to coordinate dives together.
See how aggressive they can play. Okay, looks like we've all the players in the lobby now.
Yeah.
So if
Sorry,
both
what was
teams
your
are
map?
ready, we can
Nepal.
get underway. Nepal
Get
first map.
Nepal.
I like it.
I have my pause button ready if needed. Uh,
Perfect.
how does this work? I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused. Who attacks first and who defends? Is it
Uh,
higher? Oh
Higher
well,
seeded
actually, it
picks
doesn't
map,
matter.
and then yeah, this map doesn't matter, so we can just play.
All right. I'm very well prepared for this.
Clearly, clearly.
So.
This is why I'm glad I don't have to actually host the lobbies, you know? I did
Is
that
it more
before with
pressure
Master
you
League.
think than streaming it? I
No, because I also have
No,
to
I don't think so
deal
either.
with the scenes and stuff on screen and make sure the scores are right, which I do most of the time, although I have been known to
It's
forget it sometimes.
I think it's the pausing that stresses me out the most. In case I don't notice I have to pause. It's okay.
I
I'm
mean,
ready for it.
yeah. Right, so once both teams are ready here, we can get this game underway.
Ready? Alright, let's go. I'm starting now.
So Jabba and Nepal, what kind of strategy do you hope to see today?
Traveling to Nepal.
Depending on the map,
Initiating match.
We see
second
Village here first.
village, depending on the map, we'll see maybe some more brawly composition if they want to hold point. I'm expecting maybe some spam here and there if they not holding point. So yeah, I'd like to see a brawl against spam, which we'll probably see.
We're definitely
Looking
seeing
at
brawl
yeah,
coming out of both
looking
sides
at
so far. Yoinkers choosing to run that Farah over the Reaper May, looking for that spam as you suggested.
yeah.
Whereas Essence are just going in with the straight brawl, running that Reaper May. Interesting to see how the teams decide to play their comps and see which one
Five,
ends up being stronger.
4, 3, 2,
Of course, Farah is very good
1.
on these buildings here.
Round 1.
Just fly over the top,
Yeah.
Capture
get some
the
poke, and then fly
objective.
back over.
She's gonna be able to do a lot if she plays this well.
Oh, both Ryans engaging very early here with Corrupted over the top, spamming some rockets down. Wall kind of messed up there coming out of Essence, but and Fire Truck actually falls. He went in too deep onto GDB and just got punished for it. G takes out Stainless as well, and now it's just cleaning up for Yoinkers as
Yeah,
unfortunate does res GDB.
yeah. Corrupted is able to do a lot with his Farah here, spamming uncontested. It will be very difficult for Essence to do anything against it if they keep running this comp. They do switch to McCree.
Yeah, that McCree switch definitely uh, well thought out to counter that fire a little bit better, but will it be enough to counter a Fire Mercy? That's what I'm wondering. As now
That's a good
Essence are
question.
pushing down through main. The defense matrix is eating up all that spam from Corrupted, and now he's just on the backside trying to get as much spam damage as he can. As both the tanks engage in the front lines, the Maywall does come out of Essence, and is it going to be able
Says
to get
that.
anyone out? A huge shout out to
Big
GDB,
shatter!
but there's maybe a bit too many ults there.
A
Big
bit
shatter,
over.
big high noon. Was barrage necessary there? Is my only question, my only concern. But definitely well played by Yoinkers there to hold their aggression until that Maywall went down and then push in hard.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate about the three ultimates. Hopefully they can rotate better in the
Oh,
next fight. Oh,
Fields
that's
SVH on the Baptiste takes out Corrupted on the fire, and the team push in so quickly that it's going to be very, very hard for a rest to come through. And now
big
Poe
pick.
and GDB find 2 picks. That's absolutely huge. As they now start to rotate back towards the point. They are up by kills, but decide to play more passive
McCree.
play on the point. But Poe, can he get away from this? Actually, getting chased down really, really hard by the tank line of Essence. And thanks to a bit of a pocket, he lives for long enough. But the shatter comes out of Fire Truck, as the beat comes out as well from Darchi, but it's not going to be enough to keep those tanks alive. And it's a bit of a messy fight here as Yoinkers are just starting to clean up now, with Mimikyu being the last member of Essence alive, and Poe is able to just about take him down.
Guys seem to be in a pretty good position here with a few ultimates that can rotate properly. Although Essence has that Mei ult, which is very big if used properly.
Yeah, unless those tanks can get away from that Mayolt, I think this could be a one fight for the side of Essence. But the Shatter and Grav are available for Yoinkers, and I'd love to see what they get done with it. G, of course, landing a massive Shatter last time, so can he do it again? Looks like he can find that Mei, but unfortunately the Immortality Shield was there to keep him alive, and the Grav is big. With this
That's
Rocket
it.
Barrage is going to be enough to clean up the fight. Ping Ping did get a nice Mei ult, but unfortunately, because of that Grav stopping all the follow-up
Yeah.
and the Rocket Barrage, it can't really get anything done, and that's like a quick point A for the side of Yoinkers.
Yeah, they did over ult on the first fight, but they were able to rotate ultimates better afterwards. It was well played. Unfortunate about the fire pick, but they were able to stabilize it, play back, play points, uh, play with cooldowns. It was pretty clean, not the best, but it was good. Uh, let's see how Essence is gonna do on this one.
We
I'm expecting some brawl, and yeah, like
we do see the
Essence is
hamster dive here
playing.
coming out of Essence as
Yeah,
well. Looking to play a lot more aggro here, and it's a more meta comp, so I mean, theoretically speaking, it should win, but maybe Yoinkers might win on this comfort pick, as we saw coming out of Crimson the last day,
Round 2.
where they were just able to win against Metacomps using their comfort picks. So
Yeah, they will have to rush Zen a lot if they wanna do something good here. It's gonna be hard to get on the mobility heroes like the ball and stuff. Let's see how they do it.
well, so far the Yoinkers crew are on the point first somehow, but and they're playing really tight together. As we see Ping Ping on the Echo, just trying to poke them apart a little bit and get some spam damage in. Brigitte does fall very low on that Lucio, and Johnny Scrims is the first to fall. A big slam coming out of Fire Truck there. Nice follow up out of Ping Ping to burst him down very quickly.
Zen.
GDB though does find the kill onto Niels on that Zenyatta, and Poe finds Mimikyu as well in the Tracer. Poe actually popping off, finds Stainless as well. And now Fire Truck is just doing the best he can to do as much damage as he can before he falls. And finally gets taken out just before jumping off the map. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
I was just going to say that's a pretty clean fight for the most part for the side of Yoinkers.
It will be interesting because we can see that Echo and Ball are coming up to their ultimates. It will be up to the Lucio to get the beat as fast as possible and maybe counter one of those ultimates.
We do see though Brigitte on the Lucio is up to 96% already, and a nice flank for here onto the high ground coming out of Yoinkers, but they decide to back out. They do hear the side of Essence up there and just decide to play a bit slower and play on point, which is a questionable decision in my opinion. The ball now, Fire Truck comes in, drops his mines on half that point, so now Essence have the room to push in. GDB caught out of position here, he didn't fall back with his team, now finally does get the chance to regroup. Fire Truck though does get taken out by Poe. As we do see now, Ping Ping copies the Rhine with that copy ult, and a massive 6-man slam coming out of Ping Ping. That's a main tank diff right there. That charge as well gets a second slam as well onto GDB, and Ping Ping putting his team on his back and absolutely carrying right there.
Yeah, it was a very good. The beat was out, but the shadow was too big for
Shadow was
to do
big, and
anything against
that
it.
charge as well. I must say I feel bad for Hayes Diva getting knocked off the map with that kind of a strange boop going so far from that Rhine pin as well.
They have a few ultimates coming up on with the Mei, Zarya, Ryan, McCree, but they have the trance, which can be very good against the Mail. Let's see how they play this out.
Are pushing through the high ground, and the May ult actually kind of screws over his own team more than it does, or the May wall, I should not ult. Screws over his own team more than the enemies. As now Ping Ping on the flank, looking for some damage here, if I can connect to him. Finds Brigitte just before he gets into that immortality field. That's very unlucky, and the Mail does come out as well as Trance, as you thought it would, to counter. And now Poe with the high noon. Can he find anyone? He finds Niels right out of that Transcendence.
That's winnable.
Very winnable for both sides here, but the Graviton Surge coming out from Hayes Diva does find Stainless, but Mimikyu also finds Johnny Scrims in the process. This is a really messy fight, both teams stalling for as long as they can, but of course Essence do own the point. Fire Truck just spinning to win on the point, but Poe finally able to take him out, and now looking for Ping Ping on that Echo. Does find a headshot, but can he find the final blow? Looks like he can, as G and Hayes clean up on point.
It was a very staggered fight. Essence did use 4 ultimates there, although Yoinkers did use a bunch 3, I think.
I think
but McCree's
three as
already
well,
close
yeah.
to it.
I mean,
So
Ping
trying
Ping
to look.
has that copy again as well. If he can pull off that Rhine copy like he did last time, it's going to be a rough fight for Yoinkers, who are playing much more aggressively this time, and a big shot coming out of GDB. Will they be able to get enough damage in to clean up this fight? Looks like they probably will. Apart from the grab, though, coming through out of Stainless. G does block the shatter from Ping Ping, and the beat comes out from Brigitte as well. A pretty messy fight so far, up in that top corner, as we do see Fire Truck going onto the point and trying to cap if he can, but no, he's forced out. Mimikyu as well pushing in, probably going to get picked off here for that push on the McCree.
They're looking to
But
regroup.
Ping
Hopefully
Ping
they can.
does find Brigitte.
Oh.
That's a big pick, and now, thanks to that soft reset out of Essence, they're able to, looks like, they'll be able to reclaim this point, as it's just corrupted left on point with the May, and he's using that ice block while in Immortality Field, which is a little bit questionable. And unfortunately, the point will be turning away from Yoinkers, and Essence have a chance to win this map still.
Last fight, let's see. Yoinkers has a bunch of ultimates coming up. So does Essence. So it's I think it's all about the trance here. If it's used properly, it will do a lot of good for them. Trying to counter the graph maybe. There is a high noon coming up though. Let's see how Diva can play around it.
Yoinkers waiting for that regroup coming out of Corrupted, and now they're just pushing over that high ground once again, same as last time, as Fire Truck is hiding underneath them, right behind, waiting for that minefield. Here comes Ant Matrix out of uh, Johnny Scrims, and a nice minefield to kind of stop the usage of that amp matrix. We do see Polo with the High Noon behind it. Can't quite find anyone as Essence do fall all the way back, and now it's 99 to
Oh,
99 here. Mimikyu does find Brigitte with that High Noon. That's really, really unfortunate. It's 5v6 now on the point. Here comes the massive Graviton Surge out of Hades Diva, and the slam to follow up, as well as that mail. Their Yoinkers are
wow.
investing absolutely everything, but why not? It is last fight after all. So even though Essence got first pick, Yoinkers using their ults able to turn the fight around and actually win out this map.
That was good. I'm pretty surprised even with the trans that we were able to get 2 picks there.
I think it was thanks to the shatter and that mail just stopping any kind of recontest against that grav.
Yeah, the grab. Oh, here we see it, the big shadow coming in with the boob. It is very big. And
Yeah,
another shadow coming out there too.
yeah. Just to finish off GDB.
Well played on Junker's side.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's map one goes to Yoinkers.
yeah,
Surprisingly enough, even though that was Essence's map pick, I believe. So
yeah, that was
things are
their
looking good
first
for
map pick.
Yoinkers.
It was good. The trans got out at the right moment, but it was not enough as 2 people died right before it. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to say about that last fight. It was just a lot of ultimates being invested all at once to just overwhelm Essence, honestly. Both teams did play quite well that point, I do think, apart from a few staggered fights, but you kind of expect that on a control point like that, where teams are just going to stagger out as long as they can to get that percentage up as high as possible.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think the retakes from both teams were pretty good. Not
Yeah,
really over ulting too much. I feel like. Yeah, it was an interesting last fight where people were trying to combo their ultimates well together, hiding, expecting this and that. But in the end, Junkus were able to press Q in a better fashion than Essence were, and that won them the game.
yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. And it looks like one of the players was having some difficulties in, I guess, restarting their game. So we'll
We'll
be waiting for
be
just a
going on
minute.
routes.
But okay, Route 66 is a map pick for next map. Definitely an interesting map pick. I do like it. I like to play both dive and brawl comp on this map, so be interesting to see how both teams might want to attack and defend this map.
I'm expecting some more diving compositions here from both teams, regardless of the side. But maybe if you are on defense, you could play maybe something that's more spammable. If you want to go to brawl, which is also very doable, maybe try to hold close and try to get as much time off of the
Yeah,
timer and hold card. Yeah,
I think
it's a very interesting map. I think it's a fun map to see teams go at it because there's so much variety in the comps you can play and how to play it.
yeah, it's definitely a very versatile map. Of course, first and third point. First point is probably the most versatile point I would say out of all the 3 points. Third point being more of a brawly point, and second
Yeah,
point you almost have to dive with all those high grounds around the place. It's very hard to push through that without diving.
yeah, I agree. Just to be sure, defense. Yeah, it's blue side, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, defense is blue side, so.
No attack. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
are we having a side swap? Okay. Uh,
Sh- All right.
Yoinker is actually opting to attack this one first, which will be interesting to see.
All right. So they're all here. Let's see if they're ready.
Okay.
One team. All right. Let's go. Getting in now.
So do you see Yoinker's going to be on the attack first for Root? What do you expect to see out of them
Traveling to Route
as
66.
as their coach? What do you expect them to play?
That's a very good question. I'm expecting some kind of dive, some ball, maybe.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure G has been practicing ball, so he could be going for that. Maybe a Zen brick, something in the back, a bit more spam while you have a bit
Ready for
of a
battle.
bunch of divers going in. They do go monkey. They do go bubble instead.
Double Bubble is quite strong at the moment from what we've seen from
Yeah,
previous
the
teams.
Ana brig. They have the Sombra, which is good for the hell packs. Can hack them
Attackers incoming in
under
30
the big
seconds.
earls and close on the right when they get under.
It'd be very
We
interesting to see
see.
how Corrupted plays the Sombra actually, because Kev was saying before that you can't play that kind of flanky style of Sombra with a comp like this a lot of the time because you end up leaving your team 5v6 in almost every team fight. Because even if you get a hack off, you have to translocate out pretty quickly.
5,
And
4,
would be interested to see if
3,
Corrupted was. Oh, actually, he switches over
1.
with Poe switching onto the Sombra
Threat
instead,
incoming.
actually.
Okay.
But once again,
Eh,
same theory applies where Poe will have to play closer with his team and hopefully hack people who are trying to dive his support or help out his tank line.
Yeah, we'll see how he plays it out. They're playing very divey comp on Essence side too.
Yeah, two very fast-paced comps are being played right now, and we do see GDB pushing him for that dive. He has that bubble on him. Can he get any kills here? It looks like he can't, as he was kind of on his own when he actually went in there. Corrupted trying to get up onto the high ground, not quite able to, as GDB does actually fall. The heals just weren't there, unfortunately, as he gets taken out. Johnny Scrims finds a
Uh,
sleep onto
Leap
Niels
on the
but
Zen.
on that Zenyatta, but looks like it's not going to be enough to get the kill as the rest of Essence is there to peel. The cart has been pushed pretty far. Haze Diva just trying to get as much cart push there as possible before falling. A little bit of a messy fight, a few mistakes here and there from both teams actually, but there is a bit of a hold here from Essence for this fight at least.
Pretty surprising that we're able to push a card so far with the advantage that Essence had with being on the high ground there. Yeah.
Poe get caught out behind enemy lines there, trying to C9 if he could, but looks like he couldn't and was able to translocate back to his team on time.
It will be interesting to see the Zen difference with the Ana.
Now we see
Purple
GDB
on the
pushing in
Diva.
again with his Tracer and Sombra this time, and unfortunately not able to get any kills, and G does fall very, very low here. He has the bubble on him once again. Can he get the damage in? They do
That's a
manage to force
trance.
out Transcendence actually on
They have
point.
a nano.
And now the nano boost coming out onto GDB on that monkey. Can he find any kills? It looks like he might be able to find a kill onto that Sombra, but no. The EMP is
Big
there
EMP.
and the translocate as well to escape. And now Stainless and Niels do find the picks to initiate that the real steamroll here. And it looks like they're going to clean up this fight, but they did get a few players to fall. And if Yoinkers can regroup quickly here, I think they stand a really, really good chance of capping this point next fight.
Yeah, there was a big EMP, but they did use 3 ultimates. They have no trans. They have 4 ultimates coming up on Yoko's side. So
GDB is
it
pushed
might
in
be.
really, really early here, kind of on his own. He's forced a primal really early on here, and the EMP to follow up out of Poe. Will it be enough though? It looks like no, as Fire Truck's able to get his minds out on point, but maybe it is. Poe does find Ping Ping, and Corrupted finds Niels SVH as well. As now Johnny Scrims is being pushed by Fire Truck, but nice peel coming out of Brigitte there to knock that ball away and miss that slam. But unfortunately, looks like the neutral fight on the point is being won by Essence, as G does fall to those mines, and Corrupted gets absolutely whipped there by that Brigitte Darchi on Essence.
Yeah, I do believe this was a very poor dive from them. Very split all over the map. While we had Monkey going on Zen alone, we had somebody else going on the Brig. I'm pretty sure. Uh, the 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 damage focus was all over the place, where Essence were able to get a pick here and there during the fight and got that to their advantage.
Now though, the regroup, we do have to see Poe here behind enemy lines in position to get that hack off as soon as GDB dives in. Both teams rallying for that extra armor, as Niels is the one that's actually going to be getting hacked, as GDB does dive onto him, and the anti-nade is absolutely massive out of Johnny Scrims. Will it be enough though to take out Niels? Looks like no.
Big AP.
Big MP coming out of Mimikyu actually, yeah, but he does fall in order to get it, as does Stainless's mech there on the high ground. And only Brigitte being killed on the side of Yoinkers, surprisingly enough, even with that big MP from Mimikyu. And Yoinkers now able to clean up that fight.
Surprisingly enough, they were able to get a lot done there with Rally being up on Essence side, although they had it too,
Both
but
teams had the rally there, but I find it surprising because that
yeah.
Zenyatta was the dive focus at the start of that dive, and he just didn't die until very, very late in the fight. So, interesting fight there, but now we do see GDB pushing very, very far forward here, trying to claim that space for his team. Fire Truck falling very low on that Zenyatta, but the peel is there from Stainless, who just pushes GDB away. Although Poe able to flank in behind with that Sombra and find that final blow onto that Zenyatta, which should enable Yoinkers to be able to push that cart a little bit more safely.
Yeah, they're playing double bubble now, so it's gonna be a bit easier for Monkey to go in here, especially against the stun with the brig and if
Do you
Discord
see
comes out.
Corrupted opting over to play that Echo over that Genji today? Does find the pick onto Fire Truck as well, who went in a bit too far into the Yoinkers backline, and now Ping Ping as well getting staggered. So those are two really, really big staggers here for Yoinkers, and gonna make it much easier to push the payload.
A lot of
Already
guard booth
halfway
here.
through the
Yeah,
point.
a good grab here, maybe an EMP. It's probably Yonkers if they press Q at the right time here. They
You
do
see,
come out of a choke, very tight choke, so
we do see
they
Hayes
just
there
have
hiding
to.
underneath the high ground. Maybe we're gonna try to get a grab upwards to keep people stuck.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
exactly
big
that.
grab.
It's a nice grab, both supports, but a nice bomb as well out of Stainless does find Brigida, as
Big
Corrupted does
slip.
copy the Tracer. Hayes, though, able to clean up pretty well by himself, finding almost every kill that fight. As that Corrupted pulse bombs his own Ana with that copy Tracer as well, just for a bit of BM.
Very good grab, good purple on the supports. Well timed, got the most important character, which is probably Zen here that you want to dive.
Yeah.
Very well played.
Of course, that's I didn't get a chance to use the Transcendence either in that fight, which is absolutely massive for Yoinkers. But it does mean that he's still holding it here. GDB also forced to use that Primal in this fight already, which is good old charge for Johnny Scrims, is all that was really.
Yeah, they have EMP here, so if they can get the Zen in the EMP, it can be very good for
But
them.
both sides have the EMP here, both sides looking to use it here as well. Poe in the backlines, and Nanabu's coming through onto GDB, but there's the EMP and the Transcendence as well. Unfortunately, that Zenyatta gets the Trans out on like right before the EMP, just before the EMP. And looks like he'll be able to save most of his team. Corrupted though does find the pick onto Ping Ping, another rally coming out of Brigida as well. As Corrupted finds another pick onto Niels on that Zenyatta. Both rallies being used here, and all the target focus right now should be on that D.Va on the payload, who's falling very, very low, but still alive somehow. And finally, there's the D-Mech. And now there's a Tracer as well. Tracer and Sombra in the backline of
Brig
Yoinkers.
is dead. Yeah.
Looking for some kills, but can't quite find us. GDB does find the kill onto Darchi on that Brigida on point, and Johnny finishes off Stainless and that Baby D.Va form. Now the hack as well coming through onto Fire Truck on point, which means he can't spin to win anymore, and he's taken out as Mimikyu as well. Tries to stall as long as possible, but gets naded and
Yeah.
executed.
We're coming up to a fight. They Yonkers have a lot of ultimates here. A lot of big ultimates too. We can see the Echo doing good here. Ball comes out.
GDB body blocking both supports and spawn here, so his team can hopefully get the kills they need with a lot less damage overall. And then already that is happening as Fire Truck is the first to fall on that ball. And now G with the Primal jumps over the point, but unfortunately the Mines are there to kill him, as Ping Ping as well finds Johnny Scrims in the backlines. Ping Ping now as well looking for that Brigida kill if he can get it, which he might be able to do. Yes, he can. Hayes D.Va as well caught on the high ground by himself, gets taken out. Now Corrupt is being chased around the place by that little Tracer. Can he escape? It looks like he might be able to thanks to GDB's peel there on that ball.
Coming up to last fight, it's gonna be up to the Samurai ultimate here. EMP, seeing on how fast Poe can farm it here.
Excuse me.
If he can press it faster than Mimikyu, try to get the Zen in it, that would be very good for them. They do have grabs, so it's all about getting the
Pulse bomb coming out
trans
of Ping
out.
Ping. Doesn't find anyone. He is in the backline. The sleep coming through onto that ball as well, but the EMP is absolutely massive once again coming out from the side of Essence. But Poe with an equally
Grav?
big EMP, but the Transcendence is there. Grav does come out onto Stainless, but will there be enough damage follow-up to kill him? But it looks like no, as Niels SVH does find Brigida once again on that brig. And now the rally coming through for Essence as well. It's going to make it really hard for anyone on Essence or on Yoinkers to get any kills, as Hayes falling very, very low on point does get taken out, as well as Poe. And it looks like it's just clean up here for Essence as they're wiping out the last few of Yoinkers members. Corrupted does copy that D.Va with Echo to get that extra bit of HP and hopefully get a bomb to clear the point. Can't get bomb on time, unfortunately, before getting demeched, and can't remech either. Brigida does get back on the brig with Rally, healing up GDB, giving him a little bit of that armor, but unfortunately it's not enough with all that damage on point from Essence, as their entire team is there. And now the mines as well, just to clear that point coming out of Fire Truck. It looks like no one's going to be able to hold the point long enough. A lot of ults there in that messy staggered fight right there. And Essence just barely being able to hold on.
Score
It was good EMP, very good EMP. Got everybody he wanted to get in there. Zarya was not able to grab. The Nano wasn't able to go through, and he had EMP faster than Po. So yeah,
I must also mention though, both of Poe's EMPs were transcended right before the EMP hit, which means
that's very
more than
true.
likely were reactionary trances to that EMP. So very, very good play by Neil there.
Yeah, very, very true. That was well played by him. Uh, I don't think he got EMP'd once, did he?
No, he didn't. He was able to transfer every single one of
Yeah,
them.
that's what you want from a Yuzen player, especially playing against a Sombra. It
And
can be very difficult, but he was able to pull it off every time.
it's not like he was
Uh,
hiding the whole game either, because he was definitely getting a few picks here and there in both on Baptiste in the last game and Zenyatta here.
oh, he
So
wasn't. I'm
definitely,
pretty sure he was. Yeah,
no, I've been seeing him in the kill feed a good bit
yeah.
on both
He's
both
been.
sides, to be fair, but definitely doing his part.
Yeah,
We do
maybe
see
the.
the
Yeah.
ball diva here on the defense for Yoinkers as well. So is this a mirror comp almost? Apart from the
It
tracer on
looks
Essence and
like it is. They
Echo
played a
on
Hanzo,
Yoinkers.
but I'm guessing it's just for information.
3, 2,
Uh,
1. Attackers
although, are
win.
they sticking to Hanzo? Nope, it
Looks
is
like they're
for
just sonaring the
information.
truck.
Just
Stop
yeah,
payload.
Switching back to the tracer. Which this is the same comp that Yoinkers did run in their defense, especially for first point. We do see GDB scouting a little bit for his team, but he's found now by that Sombra and hacked, and will he be able to escape? It's going to be
ooh,
tough. Looks like maybe just barely be able
barely.
to get out with his life thanks to that orb from Johnny Scrims. And a nice bit of peel from Hayes Diva as well. Gee, they're very lucky to be alive. Let's try hop on board a Corrupted here, see what kind of damage he can be doing. He does get a lot of damage there into Fire Truck on that ball, but unfortunately won't be able to find the final blow. And now falls quite low himself thanks to a 5-ball out of
Oh,
Niels there. GDB, big slam on top of the high ground. Finds both tanks, and the DMAC does come through onto Stainless. As now Yoinkers have to start pushing onto the payload to try to stop that push. Niels does fall corrupted, doing his part here on the point. Fire Truck though does find GDB in that ball 1v1 right in front of the payload. As now Brigida is just trying to keep that tracer at bay, as Poe does find the hack and the execution. Fire
payload
Truck,
has been pushing.
Fire
Sorry.
Truck though almost being able to take out Johnny Scrims there, but Johnny able to find that shot he needed to find to punish that ball for staying for too long.
Yeah, payload has been pushing through. They have EMP. Po doesn't have EMP, so that's a big advantage for them. They have trans. It depends. It's all on Johnny. Can he get that trans before he gets EMP'd or not? But yeah, G is in position maybe to get a dive on from
Yeah,
the
G
high
looking
ground.
to go in through from cave for a slam, but Essence not going to be letting that happen as they push in through on the right side here, and the EMP is huge, but the
Nice.
Transcendence is there. Johnny
Big
playing just
trans.
out of the range of the EMP as well. Keeps his team alive, but the stick is there onto...
Oh,
The stick was onto Poe. Poe able to translocate away on time, but Johnny Scrims gets hit by the pulse bomb instead. Now the double brig on point. That means a double rally as well. That's going to be a lot of HP for Essence to burn away. So even with the Zenyatta down, there's still two supports for Yoinkers here on payload. But the high ground does now belong to Essence. GDB does try to clear it, but gets whipped right back down again by that Brigida. He does have his
yeah.
mines on point. Brigida, though, gets hacked by Mimikyu. Nice peel out of G, though, to stop any push. And now
Big
a big
EMP.
EMP coming out of Poe as well. Finds 5. And there's the kills coming through. Niels falling first. The bomb coming out of Stainless as well, just to get that remake. As we do see Fire Truck there getting a big slam, and Darchi being able to finish off that Echo in Corrupted. As now GDB getting caught in that corner by that Mega Health Pack. Does barely escape with his life after being pushed by 4 team members of Essence. That's just balls power right there. And while the mines are on point, Essence can't push as well. Now both Samurais on the low ground having that 1v1, but we do see Yoinkers have reclaimed this high ground and they're using it to their advantage as Johnny Scrims does find the pick onto Darchi, and the Tracer gets hacked as well on payload. Can Poe find that final blow he needs to find? He's chasing the Tracer around the place, so the hack does wear off, and Ping Ping able to escape. But Yoinkers do own this high ground, and they do have rally available almost. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to win this fight.
Mimikyu is close to EMP here. They're also coming up to try. This is probably last fight, depending on how slow Essence decides to play here.
Yeah, Essence
It's
need a
all
big
about the
EMP here.
EMP. Yeah.
And this
Yep.
time, once
And
again, Johnny
Trans.
Scrims able
Yep.
to avoid it and get that Transcendence out. Brilliant play there by Johnny to keep his team alive even through those EMPs. But once again, the Pulse Bomb does come out and finds Brigida this time. Will Corrupted once again copy support in order to keep his team alive. Looks like Noyan said he's just going to kill Fire Truck as GDB finds the pick onto Darchi as well. And Pink Pink getting taken out by Johnny Scrims as Corrupted now using his ult to kill that Diva. As now it's just going to be a stagger for Essence, just going to push the point with everything they got just to try and contest point for as long as possible to hopefully be able to push it over the line, which looks like they won't be able to as there's 6 members of Yoinkers, practically 7 with that Echo copy, all on point. And yeah, that's a Yoinkers victory.
Yeah. I think we can notice. I mean, point out that both Zens here played it very well with the trances.
Yeah,
Both never got impede once. Very big trances coming out every time. Uh,
yeah,
it was a very long and messy fight for a long time. I feel like it might have been more interesting for Essence to maybe group up and play as 6 instead of trying to do stuff with less. Yeah.
yeah. There was a few fights where people could have regrouped a bit better, dives could have been executed a bit better, but again, this is not a pro league. These are not pro teams. But some fights they are looking like pros, especially as you said those EM or those transcendences for
Yeah.
those EMPs coming in at clutch timings, making sure nobody dies from both sides there. Both Zenyatta is definitely pulling their own weight. Um, but also Corrupted on that Echo, I think, got a lot of work done.
Yeah, Echo still a very strong hero. Um, a good pick. There's not really much to be said about Echo. It's just very strong, very good ultimate. The burst damage is very good too, especially when you have a little Zen and you can spawn from poke from the while you're flying onto there. It's very good.
Yeah, we'll wait and see now what the next map pick is. Essence once again picking. They need a win in this next map to have a hope at winning this match.
And it looks like Yonkers is doing a lot better than last time they played against Essence, where it's a 2-0, and they have been playing pretty well. Full hold on Root, 2-0 on Nepal. What more
Yeah,
can you
Yoinkers
ask for?
actually looking very clean here, and which is very good to see. And Yoinkers definitely have improved since last season. We can see it already. Essence as well, they're not playing terribly. They have had a few very convincing fights for themselves, but unfortunately they just can't match up right now.
Yeah,
And it looks like we'll be
they've
going
been
to
playing
Blizzard World next.
Blizzard Worlds. Very interesting. I'm expecting some spam, maybe a ball, Diva again on defense for Essence.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Yonkers to play some Zen, maybe double bubble again could work
hmm
pretty well here to get on the high ground pretty safely while you have people spamming your Ana spamming from far away like at a
I do love to see that double bubble, especially as a main tank player. It's very interesting to see how people play that Winston in the double bubble comp because you want to play aggressively enough to take space and hold space, but don't want to push your limits too far, especially with Winston being quite squishy at the moment
yeah.
with all the damage in the game. So you want to take enough poke to charge that nano boost, but not so much that you get killed and feed. So it's going to be very interesting to see how each team runs double bubble. So far, Yonkers have been doing it fairly well. Of course, a few mistakes here and there, a few dives not quite polished enough,
Yeah.
but they were able to do it well enough to at least cap all 3 points on route. So
Yeah.
if they play it again on Blizzard World, excited to see what they can do.
Here we go. Getting into the game. Match map
Welcome
number
to
3.
Blizzard
Let's see
World.
how Essence, if they're able to
Initiating
do something and maybe win this one to bring it back, a bit of a morale boost
Oh,
to go up into the next one.
um, yeah, of course, this is match point if Essence can't get this win.
Yeah.
But with that said, a reverse sweep is still possible.
Oh man, I hope I want to go to 5 maps. That's all I want to see today. More Overwatch. Who doesn't like some good
I mean,
Overwatch?
would you be here if you didn't want to watch more Overwatch? I don't
That
think so.
is very true. That's
Attackers
why we're all here.
incoming in 30 seconds.
We do
Or
see
takes G1.
the dive comp, the Monkey Diva dive coming out of Yoinkers, and on the defense for Essence, we do see the exact same comp as they've been playing for the last map with that Ball, Diva, Tracer, Sombra, Brig, and Zenyatta.
Yeah, they play Moira on Yoinker's side, which I'm not too fond of, just because if Diva just decides to eat your ball, that's a lot of healing gone, and
Defend objective
it can be difficult to keep up
But
your
at least
tanks up with big
Diva can't
HP.
eat the spray, but she can eat all of Anna's healing and all of Baptiste's healing almost. So, I mean, not a bad pick by any means. Now we do see Yoinkers rotating up through this high ground, claiming it for their own, and now actually dropping and going for a full rotation all the way around behind Essence and attacking from their spawn. And trying to claim that high ground behind the point instead of claiming the high ground on their own spawn side.
Looking for the Zen?
Actually, looking for Ping Ping apparently on that Sombra goes GDB, using his bubble on point already. The tick almost coming through for Yoinkers. That's already one tick up. So already this fight has been worth it for them. And now Brigida is hacked on point. Can they find that final kill? Looks like not quite. A nice little bit of tech though coming out of Fire Truck. He does get that slam on point. No kill so far as GDB finally does fall to Stainless. Of course, that Diva doing a lot of damage up close like that. As Yoinkers are falling out a little bit here with a bit of a soft reset. But Johnny Scrims is going to get stuck on point. Yes, he is just about. As he does get picked off by Stainless. And that's a pretty big stagger. And Brigida falling as well. And now Hayes Diva getting demeched as well. And it looks like Stainless is just going to let him be as that baby. And this is going to be another massive stagger. Just to run
That
Hayes to jump off the map. He does get taken out
wait,
eventually.
yeah, it was. They switched off sides basically, right? It kind of felt like Yonkers was trying to defend, where Essence was playing the attack. It was good. They did get the pick, but if we have a look at Essence ultimates here, they are coming up to literally almost everything, which
Yeah.
is very, very good for them. It's all about ult rotations here. If they use it properly, they can do good holds.
Essence,
Yeah,
they gave up a tick, but as you said, they have their ults available, whereas Yonkers only have 2 ults available, almost 4 to be fair. That EMP and Beat are coming up, but there's 6 ults on the side of Essence. So with ult economy, we would say Essence going to be winning this fight.
you only need EMP, let's be honest.
Yeah, EMP does cancel out every other ult, but
Big.
Poe does find both supports. The EMP is massive on the side of Essence, as well as those mines as well. Does find Johnny Scrims, and looks like Hayes Diva is going to be falling to them as well. But the EMP on the other side, coming out of Corrupted, does find both tanks. As Yoinkers looking really, really good this fight. And thanks to Poe finding those supports very early on. Looks like they might actually be able to win this point.
Poe
just-
taking his team on his back and carrying it to like before EMP, like Essence EMP even went out, he was able to get 2 picks. That was so good.
But the recontest is coming out of Essence here. That ball staying alive long enough for that Brig and Zen to come back with both of their ultimates. But we did see GDB did bubble off that Brigida for
Oh.
most of his ultimate, so only Brig got armor from that rally. But still, GDB pushes in a bit too aggressively here, does get picked for it, as Poe unfortunately gets himself with that pulse bomb after that recall. And a nice recontest comes out of Essence to regain that fight and keep that point held for a little while longer at least.
If you saw, GDB decided to play aggressively on the Zen, which he wanted to do because he had Primal, but the moment he touched the floor, he got hacked where he wasn't able to use Primal, and that was very unfortunate for them. I'm pretty sure.
Very unfortunate, but very nice peel as well out of that Sombra as well. So
Yeah,
you
very
gotta
good
give credit
hack,
where it's
very
due.
good hack.
Now Yoinkers deciding not to go for that big flank they went on last time, as now the bomb does come out of Hayes
The
Diva.
bomb.
Can he find anyone with it? GDB did try to push that Brigida in front of it with his Primal, but unfortunately the shield was up, and Brig was able to keep himself alive. But now Johnny Scrims with the Coalescence. Can he find anything? He's
EMP
able to keep
coming
his
up.
team held up as GDB does find the kill onto Niels with the end of that Primal, and the point is capped. Fire Truck not being able to make it there on time.
Very good bomb with the Primal coming in, getting everybody out of position where Essence do not want to be. They are coming up to an EMP here where they could potentially hold properly.
It's interesting to see now.
Although
Johnny Scrims and the Moira are still gone back to the point. That's going to be a lot of healing down if Yoinkers decide to try and hold that high ground, which they should, especially with such a fast
Yeah.
and mobile comp.
they definitely should.
But if Trendy Scrims gets caught on point, look, there's actually switched. Brigida staying on point this time on that Lucio, which is much better. As Lucio find it much easier to get up onto that high ground if they need it. But an EMP coming in for Essence. It hits three, both tanks and Corrupted, as Haze Diva does get demeched and probably going to get picked off completely. You see Corrupted getting stuck by a pulse bomb there, but is able to transfer kit away just in time so he doesn't get killed by it.
It's a
But
regroup here.
still, the regroup does have to be forced as Essence do get a couple picks there.
EMP coming up. Corrupted has EMP, and let's see if Niels can do it again. Can he get the trans
Poe got found in the
before the
back
EMP?
line.
Oh,
He was doing a bit
that's
of a scout and actually got caught and staggered. So that's going to be another regroup for Yoinkers. Fire truck as well up on the high ground, being able to scout and tell his team exactly where Yoinkers are. So there's going to be no surprises coming out of Yoinkers here, as Essence already know it all. But as you say, the EMP is available. Here comes the dive out of GDB. The rally is there as well. And the EMP this time is big. It does find Niels as well. Poe with that pulse bomb finishes off that kill. Corrupted though does get found by that pulse or by that Diva bomb, as Haze Diva finds Fire Truck at the point. Now Johnny Scrims with the Coalescence helps his team out, killing Stainless before going for a bit of a DPS journey on his own. Staying around that payload as much as possible, keeping that cart rolling, and doing some damage here and there as well.
ultimates. An ultimate you can spam pretty often, gets it very quickly. They have trans to come back to point. Baltic
Fire
first.
Truck just barely being able to make it to point in time. He almost left it a little bit too late. His Transcendence does come out of Niels here, which is going to be a lot of healing for the side of Essence. And now GDB just trying to clear the point with that Primal, trying to ensure the cap, and the EMP is there for the side of Essence, but that bomb out of Haze Diva does still find Fire Truck. Mimikyu does find the pick onto GDB as well, but apart from that, it's all red in the kill feed, with Essence just falling left, right, and center. Looks like this point is going to be capped by Yoinkers. Fire Truck stalling for as long as possible, wants to try to get overtime if possible, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold long enough for his team to be able to recontest with him, as Yoinkers do cap the point.
The EMP was good, but I didn't really notice. Oh, wait. I didn't see how many people he got in that EMP. I felt like Yoinkers was playing very far back.
I think he only got GDB and Haze in that EMP, or not even Haze, GDB and I'm not sure who else it was. But G did die because of it.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. Yoinkers
Yeah.
were able to come back out of it.
You see G trying to take that high ground there, and he does manage to get there, as was Corrupted, but both are knocked down fairly quickly. As now
Big puzzle
the
bomb.
stick comes through from Poe onto Niels. Once again, that's the third time this game that has happened. And now the fight just breaking out on point. And a big EMP out of Corrupted finds absolutely everybody almost on the side of Essence. As now Ping Ping maybe wants to try and find that EMP of his own. Looks like he won't be able to charge it up on time, as Yoinkers are able to clean up this fight. But once again, Essence have almost 6 ults available to them. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to hold this at least one more fight. At least push to
Just
overtime anyway.
last map, yeah. They should place Rally coming early.
The beat and Coalescence coming in really early as well, which
Yeah.
I don't know if both of them were necessary just yet, as a lot of ultimates now are coming out of the opposite side as well. Brigitte falling to that pulse bomb as well. That's an early pick for the side of Essence, and they also find Poe on that Tracer. Haze Diva pushing the point payload, but gets demeched by those mines. And now the
Big
EMP as well coming out from Mimikyu, or by Ping Ping I should say.
Yeah.
Finds the remaining members of Yoinkers who are still alive. And Brigitte trying to touch the point, but got stuck to that wall for a little bit too long. Ping Ping getting the hack as well.
So unfortunate they used both support ultimates like that. It was very necessary. I'm pretty sure neither of the tanks. I didn't really see the HP, but I don't really think they needed it. So
Yeah, I agree. I think they just wanted to push up as much health as they could onto both their tanks when they didn't really need it. They should have held
yeah,
those ultimates. Maybe the ult tracking was a bit off for Yoinkers there or something like that. Not
very
quite sure.
necessary.
A little bit of a lack of communication, I would say.
That
Still though,
was yeah.
a pretty good push. All considering, that was a pretty good push though. Definitely very
They
winnable.
were they were able to get it every time with overtime. Which it can be good for Essence too, depending if they're able to get a bit, depending if they're able to get first point and to the second faster, it might be in their advantage. That's it's in overtime. Yeah, obviously if it's overtime, it's always good for you. So
Yeah.
playing hard dive on defense too on Yoinker's side. which is going to be interesting to see.
Definitely be interesting to see
Very aggressive.
very aggressive comp out of both sides here.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how GDB plays this Winston, because once again, he's very squishy at the moment. He's very easy to be put down if he played even just a small bit too aggressive. As we've seen so far this game, you know, a
Oh,
hack is all it takes to kill a Winston.
yeah. They have a Widow on Essence side. I don't know if it's for an early pick maybe, or they are actually going to run it. It can be in Yoinkers' advantage.
Looks like he's just going to go for a grapple shot. Can't find anybody. That grapple shot doubles as a
Yeah,
bit of
it's
scouting
going
and maybe would get a pick as well. But he
Tracer
switches over
instead.
back to that Tracer. As we do see both Mimikyu and Stainless doing a bit of spot checking there, shooting around
Playing
themselves, looking
close.
for that Sombra.
They spotted them. Yeah.
Oh,
Going
they've
aggressive.
found. Now Yoinkers pushing with that dive. They do find Corrupted does find Niels there in the backline. That's a massive pick for Yoinkers as that Zenyatta kill is so important on this comp. Stainless as well, getting demeched as GDB falls very, very low as well. Does get taken out by Mimikyu, but will that be enough for your Essence to pull this back? It might be, as Poe does fall as well. Mimikyu kind of putting his team on his back this time, as Yoinkers are forced to fall back a little bit more, which does allow the reset to come through faster for the side of Essence. Both tanks still down though, as Essence are starting to push in, as their Brigida does taxi her main tank back into the fight. Monkey, though, on the GDB does dive in very, very early there and uses Bubble very early as a Pulse Bomb does come out of Mimikyu to find Corrupted, but Corrupted able to translocate away on time. And Johnny Scrims with that Coalescence does keep his team alive while doing a lot of damage as well, causing Fire Truck and Ping Ping to both bite the dust as Mimikyu does find the DMAC onto Haze Diva, but once again it will not be enough.
No. Very aggressive coalescence from Johnny Scrims coming out here, but it worked out where the Essence seemed kind of scared staying inside. Couldn't really do much just because of the sheer healing and damage that Coalescence comes out. They have EMP coming up here, and Yonkers does not have beat. So it's I think it's gonna be down to that,
Yeah,
to the EMP coming out here.
if Ping Ping can EMP early here, it looks like it's probably going to be a one fight for the side of Essence, but both sides do have their EMPs
Big
available. The
EMP.
EMP getting 4 members of Yoinkers here, and looks like Brigida is first to fall. GDB is probably going to fall straight away after. Yes, he does. Ping Ping does fall to Poe, and the EMP does come out of Corrupted as well. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. But Poe actually putting him on his back once again finds Stainless, but does get taken out by Niels on that Zenyatta, who's been absolutely popping off this game. And now Yoinkers forced to fall out. They're giving up some ticks, giving up some point percentage to get that regroup in. And looks like they are going to try the recontest before the third tick is capped. A nice boot coming out of Darchi, but is it going to be enough? Looks like it might not be. The Transcendence has to come out as well, as GDB just trying to do as much as he can, but he's hacked, so he doesn't want to go in too aggressive just yet, even with Primal. Bides his time, and good thing he did, as Mimikyu does fall to Johnny Scrims' Coalescence as well. And now GDB is able to get as much cleave as he wants within his bubble. And definitely very smart play. They do find Niels as well in the corner. It looks like that Sombra Ping Ping's going to fall down as well. GDB finding 2. Can he find the next kill as well onto Darchi? Yes, he can. And now it's just Fire Truck hacked. Can he escape? Looks like no. GDB again body blocking him, keeping him in place. And I must say that was actually a very, very well played fight by GDB.
Very clean. Surprised they were able to hold this, but the beat comes out. They also had Coalescence coming out. The trance wasn't enough. They are coming up to the EMP here. Very, if he can farm it. This is probably, yeah, this is last fight here. It's all about the EMP again. They need to farm it as fast as possible. Yonkers has no beat. They don't even have to worry about it. They just need to get like a support or two in there and they're good. But the Sombra,
Haze Diva did get hacked, but of course Ping Ping, he can't do much against 6 people on him by himself. And Essence there were distracted by just trying to chase Poe around the place on that Tracer. As Ping Ping does fall, and Poe again with a huge pulse bomb gets both supports once again, and now the aggression can come through from Yoinkers as GDB dives into the backline, tries to find those tanks, as Fire Truck just pushes a point as quick as possible, tries to force overtime. He does die in the process. Overtime has been forced though, as Mimikyu gets the point as well on the Tracer, but it's not going to be enough. No way in hell is he going to be able to do that, get the team kill all by himself, and Haze does eat the pulse bomb as well, and the the EMP onto Ping Ping on his own as well.
wow.
And now G just primaling, try to keep people off the point.
Wow.
Just barely manages to do it, and well played by Yoinkers.
We have we have to say Poe did very, very well here. Like he was getting picks left, right, and center, getting value out of almost every single pulse bomb. he did very good.
Yeah, definitely Poe putting his team on his back for most of those fights there. But
Yeah,
once again, this was a very clean fight out of GDB as well. You know, when he was primaling, he played nice and passively. And then as soon as his primal ended, and as soon as that hack ended, he played aggressively. He found the 3 kills he needed to find. And yeah, that's the game
yeah.
right there. That's the GG.
3-0 for Yoinkers, taking back their points from last season where they got rolled 3-0. Now it was their time to roll them. Very well played by Yoinkers.
Yoinkers,
Essence played it very well. I think we can put out there that especially Niels played very well, getting those transfers out, getting
yeah,
picks. Uh,
definitely. I
I,
think Ping Ping, I think played quite well as well. He got a lot of picks. He did carry a few fights for his team, but unfortunately he could not carry harder than Poe did. And yeah, that's a nice clean 3-0 for Yoinkers, who definitely played a lot cleaner than I've seen them play in the past, especially in the
that was
last season. And very convincing win.
they have definitely improved quite some since last season. That's for sure. The trio coming back to Essence, it's like a revenge. Like
It's the
getting those points back.
it's the
They,
revenge
they
arc for Yoinkers.
it was like if we yeah, it was very well. They got a 2 on Nepal. They got the full hold on Root, a full hold on Blizzard. It was yeah, like you said, a very convincing win. It was
Yeah. Anyways, everyone,
although
thank you for
yeah,
joining us. That has been map
thank
or
you, thank
game
you.
number 2 for Johnny Scrims in the second 3-0 in a row. This time Yoinkers 3-0ing Essence. Next match is tomorrow. I believe I'll be hosting that again with Corrupted. So yeah, hope to see you then, and goodbye.